Hey guys, what's going on? It's Bradley Bendur, and today I'm giving my informative speech presentation over tornadoes. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Imagine this: one day you're going home, birds are chirping, people are about, and there's a cool breeze keeping it not too hot or cold. As you walk home on a usual route, you notice a change in scenery. The sky begins to darken, the wind's blowing a tad bit heavier, and a feeling of uncertainty has overcome you as goosebumps trace your body. Sirens are wailing throughout the entire town, but it's too late to prepare. A deafening silence has begun to engulf you, as now the question raises, what comes next? When furthering your knowledge about tornadoes, learning their activity type and locations, it is important when understanding these destructive forces. The state of Texas stands alone with the most tornado touchdowns. On average, Texas has around 125 per year. On top of that, an article published by the American Meteorological Society in 2010 observed that nearly one-fourth of all tornadoes never signal a warning from the National Weather Service, meaning out of the 125 that hit Texas, roughly 31 of those touchdowns occur unwarned or unnoticed per year. I have lived in Texas since I was about 4, so in that time I've experienced unwarned and warned, tornadoes. One of those, which I guess it was about 3 months previous to now, happened in my hometown of Bowie, Texas. So now that we have the introduction going and everything's good, let's dip into the causes of tornadoes, thrash around the types, and locate these destructive beings. Firstly, I'll sound off on the causes of tornadoes. So what causes tornadoes? Tornadoes are violent funnels of air that come in contact with the ground and are derivatives from thunderstorms, meaning that thunderstorms are the primary step of causing tornadoes to form. There's 3 main components in the process of which thunderstorms has for its formation to occur: moisture, rising unstable air, and a lifting mechanism to give the final push for the storm to form. A lifting mechanism is a form of lifts that helps, mix all of them, the hot and cold air, all together at once. So now that we have discussed the causes of them, let's go ahead and whirl around the types of tornadoes. Tornado types. So tornadoes are classified and categorized by a system known as the F scale or the Fujita scale. It classifies tornadoes by their estimated wind speeds and size. And also they're ranged on the scale from EF0 or 0, the smallest, to being EF5, the biggest and strongest. EF0, it's a light classification with the winds ranging from about 65 to 85 miles an hour, give or take, whereas an F1 is considered moderate with a classification of winds ranging from 86 to 110 miles an hour. The EF2 classification with winds ranging from 111 to 135. F3 severe classification with winds ranging from 136 to 165 miles an hour, where a F4 is considered a devastating classification with winds ranging from 166 to 200 miles an hour. And an F5 is considered in the incredible classification with winds ranging anywhere from 200 miles an hour plus. Fun fact I wanted to add was Central Oklahoma held the record for both size and strongest tornado ever recorded. It touched down in El Reno, Oklahoma, and measured 2.6 miles wide in diameter, shattering the previous record of widest tornado observed. To me, that was some pretty crazy stuff, right? It's not just something small, that's pretty big, diameter for a tornado to be. Anyways, though, with that better understanding of what types of tornadoes and causes there are, I'll breeze through the locations and where they'll occur. So, tornadoes are found in areas with dry, cold air that is blowing south and warm, moist air traveling north from the Gulf of Mexico. Generally, the most common area is the central part of Northern America, known as the Great Plains, or better yet, another name like people give it is Tornado Alley. Tornado Alley stretches from approximately central Texas to northern Iowa, from central Kansas to Nebraska, and east to western Ohio. The alley itself roughly stretches 100 or 820 miles in length total. This is the idea, the environment for the storm, particular severe thunderstorms in that case, to form because the terrain is generally flat. Also, this area is known to have an intense dry line where the two fronts will generally collide and begin to mix to form the storm, and tornadoes evolve from that. Tornadoes can be found and formed in areas such as mountainous regions and higher elevations than flatland, meaning that the whole myth or theory that tornadoes only form on flatland is pretty much debunked, because those other areas are not necessarily immune to having tornadic activity. So hopefully I didn't blow anyone away with the amount of knowledge we have learned today. I know it was pretty brief, but on top of that, so now that I've taken y'all through all the causes, types, and locations of tornadoes, hopefully in the mean process of helping everyone have a more in-depth look, if not at least understanding of how these powerful storms come to. So with that being said, obviously I feel like we're all weather experts now at this point, but the next time you hear a siren blaring, a screeching freight train sound coming from anywhere, or possibly a dairy cow flying through the air at you, be safe and take cover. Thanks, guys.